creating custom Pokemon for you! Welcome back, everyone, to the show where we select lucky commenters to spin a series of random wheels that give us factors for a Pokemon that we then create just for you. It's gonna be an awesome episode today, y'all. We're gonna make 3 amazing custom Pokemon as always, so if you end up liking today's video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And of course, if you want a custom Pokemon for yourself, don't forget to leave a comment because I'll be randomly selecting people from this video's comments for the next episode. But without further ado, let's get into the first Pokemon! And this one will be for Stefan James. I'm glad you never get bored of watching the series because I never get bored of making it. But anyways, Stefan, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be regular. Nothing wrong with that. And now let's see how many times your Pokemon can evolve, and you are going to get the split evolution for the first Pokemon of the day. That is amazing. And it means that now we'll spin this wheel to see how many different evolutions your Pokemon will split into, and it's 4. That is a lot. This Pokemon is already insane. And now let's see what typing this split evolution Pokemon is going to be. Your first type is going to be None, which means whatever this next type is, it's your only type, and it's the water type. We've actually had a pure water type Pokemon with a split evolution before, so that's really weird. And the last step, before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and none this time, but honestly, your Pokemon was already cool enough. Say what you want, but this Pokemon definitely doesn't lack depth. The first stage of your Pokemon is Subnaw, the baby Leviathan Pokemon. These Pokemon are some of the rarest and hardest to find creatures in the Pokemon world, as not only are they very few and far between, but they also live exclusively in the very deepest and hardest to reach parts of the ocean. However, it's actually due to how difficult these Pokemon are to find that has made it a constant focus for the most advanced marine biologists, who see researching this Pokemon as a huge flex. And it's through their research that it's been discovered that Subnaw is very adaptive and has 4 possible evolutions depending on the specific deep water habitat that it spends the most time in, with Subnaw found closest to the surface evolving into Subjaw, an extremely aggressive Pokemon that uses the large appendages around its mouth to latch onto prey before using its distended jaws to unleash huge biting attacks. And this makes Subjaw very expensive to research, as it's always attacking and destroying any underwater equipment that it detects. However, Subjaw might not even be the scariest of Subnaw's evolutions, as those found in underwater volcanic areas will evolve into Submaw, a draconic sea monster that can unleash bursts of fire so hot that they even remain at high temperatures underwater, allowing Submaw to keep its distance from prey while launching volcanic volleys from afar. And yet somehow Submaw is still not the strangest of Subnaw's evolutions, as those found in the most desolate, dark, and uninhabited parts of the deep ocean evolve into Subtroll. Very little is known about this Pokemon, as it's easily the hardest for researchers to reach. However, what is known is absolutely terrifying, as it appears Subtroll is capable of becoming completely translucent at a moment's notice, allowing it to stalk prey completely undetected, creeping closer and closer until it's too late for them to react to its first attack. But not all of Submaw's evolutions are scary. Subnaws found closest to deep ocean research bases will evolve into Subshaw. These Pokemon appear to be completely non-violent, as they've even been observed assisting wrecked subaquatic vehicles by returning them to the surface. And it's even theorized that Subshaw is telepathic, as there's been several accounts of researchers swearing to hear it speaking to them from outside their deep ocean bases. In terms of stats, all 4 of Subnaw's evolutions have a similar base stat total, but they focus on different things. With Subjaw focusing on physical attack, Submaw focusing on special attack, Subtroll focusing on speed, and Subshaw focusing on defensive. And for the shinies, I either went with a reference to their Subnautica counterparts, or just colors that I thought looked cool. But now let's get into the second Pokemon. And this one will be for a normal person 777. I'm glad you like Pokemon Void's new mechanic of having multiple shinies. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I just posted a short about. But anyways, a normal person, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be regular. Still nothing wrong with that. And now let's see how many times your Pokemon can evolve, and you are going to get 2, which makes you a full 3-stage evolution line. We've been going crazy with the evolutions today. And now let's see what typing your Pokemon's going to be. Your first type is going to be the Cosmic type, our fan-made type. That is always amazing. And Cosmic Fire type is very cool typing. And the last step, before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has has an X factor, and none this time. The last one was cool, but this Pokemon is the real star of the show. The first stage of your Pokemon is Corlett, the sequence Pokemon. These friendly little Pokemon are known for their ability to naturally produce large amounts of warm light from their soft gelatin-like skin, making them the perfect partner for explorers who often find themselves in dark cave systems, social media enthusiasts who love that golden hour glow, or trainers who want to give their feline Pokemon a warm spot to rest. And upon reaching level 30, it would evolve into Gigantrum. Upon evolution, this Pokemon has now 10x'd in size and attitude, as its once soft, warm glow and friendly demeanor has been replaced with bright, grueling heat and a propensity to throw temper tantrums at even the slightest of inconveniences. And because of this, Gigantrum is only reserved for trainers who have extreme levels of patience, as well as a consistent supply of SPF 200. And in order to evolve this celestial crybaby, you'll have to expose it to a Cosmic Stone, a brand new item that was suggested in the comments of my last video. You see, the Cosmic Stone appears to be a fragment of a distant planet, which must have been destroyed in some sort of epic cosmic battle. Wonder what that's all about. But anyways, the Cosmic Stone is radiating with pure cosmic energy, unlocking new evolutions for several of the creatures across the custom Pokemon region. And when exposed to Gigantrum, it'll evolve into Collapsor. Upon being exposed to such large amounts of cosmic power, Collapsor has essentially imploded on itself, releasing a huge explosion of energy in the process. And while this does make it pretty dangerous to evolve, it's well worth it, as after shedding away its unnecessary bulk, Collapsor is now a spark of highly refined cosmic energy, making it not only one of the few Pokemon that are smaller than their pre-evolution, but it's also one of the fastest Pokemon of all time with a roaring speed stat of 180. And for the rest of its stats, Collapsor actually has pretty good special attack and special defense, but all of its physical stats are really bad. And for the shiny, I went with this red color to look more like its pre-evolution. But now let's get into the third Pokemon. But before we get into the final Pokemon, it's time for the member modifiers. This is the segment of the show where we take a fan favorite Pokemon from a previous episode in the series and give it a brand new upgrade. You already know the drill. We are once again giving a brand new evolution to Setamite, who, if you don't know, is a rock type Pokemon with a split evolution based off RPG classes, as well as the Elemental Evolution Stone. And for today's episode, I once again had my channel members vote between 3 stones to base a new evolution on. And the options were the Sunstone, the Cosmic Stone, and the Ice Stone. And the winner was the Cosmic Stone, obviously, which when placed in the hole in Setamite's chest will cause it to evolve into Setalock. This Pokemon appears to draw its power from much stronger beings that live in deep space, giving themselves access to a fraction of their incomprehensible levels of cosmic energy. With it even being said that Setalock's power will only grow as the distant evil cosmic legendary gets ever closer day by day. Huge thank you to all my channel members. I hope you like Setalock, and if you want to become a channel member yourself, you can look into that by hitting the join button down below. But now let's get back into the third Pokemon. And this one will be for Satoru Gojo. I'm a big fan of your work, and I'm glad you like my video. But anyways, Gojo, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be an Ultra Beast. Awesome. It's been a while. Now, there's only ever been one Ultra Beast that evolves, but let's still spin this wheel to see if yours has any evolutions, and none this time. And now let's see what typing this Ultra Beast is going to be. Your first type is going to be the Bug type. There are definitely some Bug type Ultra Beasts already. My favorite is Buzzwole. And Bug Dark type, I actually really like that typing. And the last step, before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X factor, and none this time. There are actually none in this whole video. Weird. Whatever you do, don't let it string you along. Your Pokemon is UB Strings, also known as Trapnid. These Pokemon have a very interesting and devious hunting method, as Trapnid has the strange ability to produce an extremely thin but razor-sharp string-like material from its body. And it places these sharp strings all over its habitat, deterring all potential threats from entering its home. However, when it's time to feed, Trapnid can be observed taunting enemies with rude and obscene gestures, villagers, eventually goading them to chasing it into its string-filled biome, at which point the battle is already over, as not only will the prey have no way of avoiding all of Trapnid's hidden blades, but Trapnid also has the ability to rapidly retract its strings into its body, causing a sudden flurry of slices that no Pokemon can hope to survive. In terms of stats, Trapnid has really good speed as well as offenses, but its defenses are pretty bad. And for the shiny, I went with this green and purple color to make it look more like a poisonous animal. But that's gonna do it for today's episode, y'all. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe before you go. And if you want to watch more episodes of the Custom Pokemon series, there's a bunch in this playlist. I'm gonna get right back to making some awesome custom Pokemon for you, so I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, peace.